Welcome to the Ohio State Primetime Live, man. And we got you for a night show, man. We will be coming at you every Wednesday night at this time, right here at 10:30, myself and Garrison, talking about the players and the coaches' thoughts on the game going through the week. We have a new slot, and Garrison and myself haven't had a co-host or anything like that in a long time. So we was like, man, we only do the post game together. We should put out more content together, man. So
Right.
Garrison, man, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. As you know, man, long night, busy day, but we here, man. We here. How about you?
I'm doing good, man. Like you said, long night, busy day. Always an early morning for me because I got
Man,
to get the kiddos dressed and ready for school, man. But no complaints. Just a beautiful life, beautiful day, man. And you know, just keep it rolling, as they say. But before we get into it, man, I'm sure you probably have done it, but definitely want to give a little tribute to Nick Mango, man,
hmm
who passed away to kidney disease. And, it just, it's something that sucks. It's rocked the Ohio State community, the New York Jets community, and just the football community as a whole, man. And, as someone who's a father, you want to be there for your kids' life and watch them grow up and watch them be successful
hmm
and give them that wisdom. And, it's just something sad that, that his children will miss out on. So just keeping that family in our prayers, man.
Most definitely, bro. I Monday I gave a little tribute to him, man, because uh like for me personally, that 2002 team is etched in my heart. That 2002 team is the reason I start to play football. It is the reason I love Ohio State football and football in general. And Nick Mango is a part of that. And I mean, if you're as old as Mike and I, you remember watching Nick Mango play. He was just spectacular. One of the best football players ever come through Ohio State. And so, yeah, man, his family, his children, his wife, loved ones, his close friends, pray nothing but healing and comfort over them, man.
Definitely. So we want to ask the chat, man, as before we get into it, we want to go ahead and ask the chat. Do you think the run game is really a concern going into this Penn State game? Will the Ohio State Buckeyes be able to run the ball effectively against this Jim Nose defense, man? So let us know in the chat. Do you think that this run game is definitely a concern? So, Garrison, myself, and you, we've talked off air about listening to Ryan Day's interviews. And one thing that we know, or one thing that I know I don't like to hear from Ryan Day in his interviews is this is a matchup game. He used that reference. So and the one thing that I say that is because anytime he talks about matchup games, it's a little conservative. You know, it just doesn't feel like the Ohio State offense and being the explosive nature that we have, right? So, how do you feel about Ryan Day talking about this being a matchup game?
I think he's trying to keep some respect within this game. Um, I mean, even though Ryan Day's never lost to Penn State, I think for him, we all know Penn State has probably top 15 talent in the country still. Their season has dropped off for multiple other reasons, not being overall talent. So I think for Ryan Day, he's just trying to go into this game using like every other week. But the truth of the matter is, this isn't like every other week, and it's because of where Penn State is right now. Um, yeah, do I like him saying matchup game? No, but I get it.
Right.
I honestly, Mike, I mean, like, I think that I think when he said that, he was trying to just be really ho hum about it. But then I think it became impossible for him to do that when he was asked about another question about a certain person. And then I thought that's when because then I think that's when the real answer came out. I think that matchup answer was BS, like you're basically saying.
So yeah, I mean his earlier press conference that came out Tuesday when asked about Jim Knowles and he kind of gave the political answer, but then he said, we're human, right? And I know some people. I seen my guy Tony Gerderman was doing a show with Tom Moore, and Tom Moore was saying that Ohio State should, possibly pay homage to them. And I'm like, the only homage that should be paid to Jim Knowles is Belta A double snakes, bro.
Oh, I know. I remember. I saw you post that. I agree with
Yeah,
you. I
yeah,
agree with you.
and that's the only homage. And like, yes, we appreciate Jim Knowles and what he did for our defense at the time when it was struggling. We appreciate Jim Knowles, what he did, helping us get towards the national championship game. We do appreciate that. But what Jim Knowles did, popping them gums all preseason or whatever, trying to leave the whole him leaving when he did, like Ryan Day pointed that out. That's something that a lot of people didn't talk about when Jim Knowles left. A lot of the
Hmm.
hiring for coaches was done.
Yes.
Jim Knowles did this on purpose. Like basically Ohio State had to find out back channels about this whole that Penn State was in a deal. I thought that was weird anyways. So I mean, the whole thing about anything of Jim Knowles getting any homage or whatever, nah, man. The only homage that he should get is belt to ass.
I'm gonna go over a quick timeline here. Last year against Oregon, it was because of you. They beat us. Um, then you get to the playoff, and you think that's the correct time to go through with a contract negotiation. Then you leave at the time you said that he left Mike. And you did that. You did it purposely, thinking that it was going to stop this greatness from happening. You ever been in a situation, Mike? Back in our younger days, when we, you're in have a wife, I'm in a committed relationship. But back in our old days, I mean, you might date a girl, she breaks up with you, and she think that about to stop you from being great. Like you can't go like find somebody else, and all that happens for no reason. Should Ohio State pay him homage? I think he's a integral part of that championship team, what the progression of the last few years, like you said, Mike. But I'm not about to treat him like he's Mark D'Antonio.
Right.
Like, I love Mark D'Antonio, like, but yeah, man, I'm right with you, Mike. There's no reason to pay homage to him. Um, love Tony, loved Orr, but he don't deserve that.
Agreed, man.
Especially, oh, I'm sorry, Mike. Especially when you like what you said. Yeah, you kept talking after the fact. You kept talking down on Ohio State and what we how we go about things, and it's very clear that our players have stuff to say about you.
Here's the part that nobody is matching what Ryan Day said to what Jim Knowles has said. Earlier, Jim Knowles talked about he felt at Penn State that there were no egos in the rooms and he didn't have to deal with that. One thing that Ryan Day has
James
done
Franklin is having
twice,
ego.
bro, one thing that he has done twice this week is talk about the defensive coaching staff and say how he believes it's the best in the country. When he talked
Mm-hmm.
about bringing Matt Patricia in, he said, I had to bring someone in who can match those guys because they are the best in the country
Yeah.
or whatever. Here's the thing. At Ohio State, Ohio State has an ego. The brand has an ego. There has to be some type of ego. But here's the thing. Jim knows you around these guys were able to elevate. Those egos were able to elevate you to having the number one defense that you have never had in your career.
Mm-hmm.
And you have an issue with that. Now we know what the problem is. So yeah, Jim knows out the door, man.
On top of that, I mean, how many times while at Ohio State can you remember Jim Knowles hugging one of his players? like so I think about that. On top of that, I'm gonna piggyback off what you just said, Mike. We're talking about the position coaches. I think Ryan Day also said in there, he says, yeah, you make two great hires, but he says it's the guys it's those position coaches that are making this happen. And I think Jim knows, you want to talk about egos. I think he believes he's the one making it happen. Whereas, like, you get a guy like Matt Patricia, who, I mean, week in and week out, he does nothing but talk about his players and his coaches. That's it. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's awesome. Ryan Day made the correct hire. He made the right move. It's awesome. I'm happy. We got the best coach in America. I don't care what anybody says.
And I agree wholeheartedly with that. I put a poll in the chat to let me know how you truly feel about Nose. So from that list
Mm,
is he's good in my book, BTA, never liked him, love-hate relationship. So let me know. Right now it is tied with he's good in my
mm,
book and BTA. And we got 20% at love-hate
mm.
relationship.
And Mike, you were
That's crazy, man. I ain't got no. Hey, there. Once you leave Ohio State, especially if it was in a nasty fashion, why is there any love for you?
I don't have any love for him. I don't have any like in any respect I would have had. I literally lost like for some odd reason what he did during the playoff run really irks me.
Yeah,
And I think it's because like everyone in that room is trying to reach something. Everyone not just in the Woody, but everyone in the fan base, the institution, the athletic department, everyone has a singular focus except for you. I can't respect that.
facts. Yeah, well, moving on from nose for now because it's going to get funny as we continue to talk about these different interviews that I was listening to.
Mm-hmm.
But staying on Ryan Day in his interviews, he was asked about the running backs and what's going on with the running backs. And, basically, did you find your two running backs? And he spoke on how the running backs are young. Basically, everyone's young except for CJ. And you don't want the freshmen to hold the load for an entire season. And he said, not saying that they can't do that, but when you don't have to, why would you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I back Ryan Day up 1000%. Yes, we have found our 1-2 punch, I believe, in Bo Jackson and Isaiah West. But when you don't have to wear those guys down and you can save them for the playoffs when you actually need them, yeah, I'm cool with it. Because I mean, Garrison, we talked about this in the post game, right? When we talked about, hey, do you want Bo Jackson to start? And I told you,
Yeah.
no. I
Yeah.
said not yet. I probably don't even want him to start until it's the team up north game.
Mm-hmm.
So
I and one of the reasons I wanted to ask that question about the running back group, Mike, was because Ryan Day has not had any concern about the running game. Like I had told you the other was a few days ago that we haven't had a 20-yard rush in Big Ten play, and I think it's because Ryan Day knows that they can scheme open big runs, as he said, but I think there's more aspects to the run game that he's trying to get going, like the power run game. And with that being said, the two best runners of the football are freshmen on this team, but I don't want them starting. I just don't like. I know for a fact. Actually, I don't know if Bo's better than Isaiah West. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if he is. But like those a few of those runs I saw out of West, bro, I was like, oh my gosh. But I still want those other two running backs, being Donaldson and Peoples, to get integrated because we're gonna need them. We need them. And I do think it's crazy. All the running backs except for Bo are at or around 5 yards to carry. So it's and honestly, Mike, does it feel like James Peoples is averaging 5.5 a carry?
no, man. You know
But
how
he
I feel about it.
he's averaging over 5 yards a carry, and I'm like, where?
Nah, bro.
When? It's
It had to be from that one game. Like I said, it was like when what was it, the end of the Washington game or something? It
Oh,
was
when he
one
saw
game.
West.
It was, yeah, when West got that one snap, and then all of a sudden James Peoples just went crazy. It must have been that game that helped him get there. Because
Man,
other than that,
one game can't do that for you though.
yeah, it can. All you need is a good couple
Yeah,
explosive runs, bro, to help you average out.
true, true. But no, do I think the run game is a concern? No, I think the explosive run game is a concern because you can't like I think situationally we're good at running the ball. Um, I think knowing that Julian will pull the ball is also something that's great to know. Um, that's actually probably one of my more favorite plays from this past week or the from last game. But yeah, man, it has to improve. Improve. I'm not stupidly concerned yet.
Yeah.
I'm more
Um,
concerned about the right side of the line.
exactly. Well, speaking of that, man, the media tried to ask Ryan Day basically a roundabout question about how do you go about playing time, during the season and divvying that up and maybe playing a guy more, or taking a starter's reps away, right? And
Mm-hmm.
they basically just, let them know this is why we grade everything. You're graded every week. So there's no excuse. We're able to show the guys, but it there's a body of work that's shown over time. But one thing that I'll say was key that I thought that Ryan Day said was there is not going to be a wholesale change. So that just tells me that Tegra is going to continue to be the right guard and they're going to let him figure it out. And maybe just Tegra just might be better because Ryan Day also hinted is we're going off of what we're seeing in practice as well.
I'm not gonna say Ryan Day is lying, but I don't believe him. um, th- th- I, there's no way, Mike, that you because they have their own grading. You know, everyone else has their own grading. I would seriously want to ask Ryan Day in what grading are you use that shows Teger's playing better than Josh Padilla?
Yeah.
Um, that's honestly what I want to know, man. I'm watching Tegra, man, and shout out to Landon. Uh, I watched him in his film session. He talked about Tegra, bro, and I'm watching him, bro. Head is down, going after blocks. Hey Tegra, how can you see? What are you looking at? Um, unathletic. I'm not. I don't want to. I don't want to bury the kid. He's a young man. I don't want to bury the young man.
Yeah.
But this is big time. This is big time D1 football. Um, it's been 2 years now, and what he's a junior.
Probably a senior, man.
Yeah, bro. Nah, like, hey, show me Josh Padilla, show me Gabe Sickle. Let's move on. I'm shout out to Gabe, hometown kid, but no, I'm over Tegra because I haven't seen anything good from him, and I was hoping that coming out of last season, being with Luke Montgomery, being with Carson Hinsman, going through that playoff push with them, those two made a jump.
Right.
You look the same, if not worse.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing, I mean, when you're talking about here's the thing that kind of worries me is man, you get Ethan and it's like Ethan is completely out the picture. We're talking about the sixth best man right now. They're saying that it is Josh Padilla. Where does that leave Ethan? So I feel like there's a bit of
That was a
concern right
miss,
there
Mike.
for
We
me.
missed on him. I'll say it.
Yeah, I mean that's a bit of a concern, and I'll also say this is because I said this earlier in the week or last week. I'll say is this fan base gave Justin Fry a lot of crap a
Huh.
lot of crap, man. But he
Mm-hmm.
showed his worth so much that it led him to an NFL job. And also you're seeing what's happening. So I mean, hopefully they can get this issue cleared up. Um, they did say that it was one of the number one priority these past couple weeks. So we'll see. We will see.
And
Now, oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, real quick on Ethan, because it's not like Philip has been playing the best,
Mhm.
and they not even putting Ethan in a game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a big concern because I mean it's just crazy how this guy was going from possibly first round grade or first day one grade, day two grades, and to not even be able to play at Ohio State. It's very concerning, very concerning.
Cerebell stole that from him.
Yeah, for sure. Uh, Ryan Day was asked about Edric Houston. So I guess the media, maybe they know something that we don't know. Maybe there's some issues going on with Edric Houston that they were trying to hit at and get Ryan Day to speak on. But what Ryan Day said when they asked about Edric Houston and what they, everybody was able to see from Wisconsin, you seen him be able to make plays. And one thing that Ryan Day said is, I believe what you're trying to speak on is the fact that you're seeing consistency coming from Edric Houston, and he also referenced that making the DN switch to D tackle, that was a big change for him. He's still learning and still adapting to the position. And he said, we all know you can see the flashes out of him, but it comes down to the consistency with Edric.
Most definitely. Um, I don't think there's anyone on that D line more talented, more that has more talent than him. Like a God given ability. But he's got to be more consistent. He's got to play better, play like he did against Wisconsin. Like it's clear. I think it's clear as day right now. Like he's DT3. And that's not. And overall, like, I'm not upset about that. Edric is still a true sophomore. Tom Malone, he's been there for some time, and the fruits of his labor are finally showing. Most like, like it's jumping off the screen. But yeah, I mean, let me see how I want to say this. I see Edric as someone who not like in a bad way, like difficult to be with. But I think Edric expects a lot out of himself. I think Edric came into this season thinking that he was gonna dominate, do great this year, and it hasn't gone the way it has. And I think he knows that. I think that as the season goes on, because he's one of those other guys we're gonna need later in the year. And actually, be quite honest with you, like on a game to game basis, Mike, I don't think he's played better than Will Smith Jr. when he's been on the field. So, um, for like me personally, when I'm looking at Integra again, like you said, that consistency, keeping your head in the game. Edric is a crash out kid, like some of the rest of the kids on this team. He might get some penalties. We know that, but yeah, like what Jam said, Garrison using that photo do down. No man, like I'm not by my laptop right now, and that's my QB1 right there. That's Caucasian. That's Caucasian Troy Smith, not Kyle McCord. He is.
Brad, oh my gosh, you just gotta let it go, Garrison. You gotta
Yeah.
stop. You
No,
gotta
no, no,
stop.
no, like no, bro, no, like Kyle McCord's out of here. This is our new number 10. It's awesome. He's smaller quarterback, just like Troy. Man, beautiful to watch.
Yeah, man. Ryan Day also spoke
Well,
about.
Mike, what do you think about
Uh,
Edric? What's your thoughts on that?
Man, I think Edric's fine. One thing that I
Mm-hmm.
said is he still is going to have to learn a position. I talked about this all preseason, and that's why going into this season, my biggest concern on the defense was the D tackle position. Did I feel like he would be fine? Yes, because obviously he could show those flashes. But as I said in the preseason, it's the consistency that Ryan Day hit on, and another thing that he spoke on is he's going through the same growing pains that Caden Curry did when he was here, but Maybe he's able to adapt a little bit quicker than Caden Curry because Ryan Day's counting on him down the stretch. So I have no issues. I think that we're fine. Tyron Malone, like I said, continues to get better with the more reps and games that he continues to get. I
Mm-hmm.
seen Will Smith Jr. in there eating, Jason Moore out there eating. So I think we're fine. I mean, we'll be all right.
My boy Jason playing good football, man.
Yeah.
Man, I was happy to see that. I'm happy to see that.
Yeah. So we got to see Jermaine Matthews in the slot. He was playing slot,
Mm-hmm.
forced a turnover in the slot. But Ryan Day did speak on Lorenzo Styles will be expected to play in this game. How are you feeling about having Lorenzo Styles back?
I'm happy to have Zoe back. I thought Zoe was having a good season. Of course, he had one bad game, but outside of that, man, he's been great. He's a hard hitter. Uh, for more times than not, he's been strapping dudes up. I like the way he plays the position. I think that he should be backing up Jermaine. Mike, months ago we talked about this, and at some point, of course, you never want to happen by injury, but we both thought at some point it's going to be impossible to keep Devin Sanchez off that field.
Facts.
And I think that now that Devin got on the field, and you saw that he could play out there, yeah, you keep him there, and then with Jermaine over there in the slot, man, Mike, it was a space we were in. It was me. I was in Grim, our boy Grim's space.
Where'd he go? Well, I think Garrison had cut out for a second. But yeah, it's definitely going to be good to have Zoe back, man. They said Zoe Wally Pip. If anybody know, that's anybody played football in the 90s and 2000s, or you definitely know about the Wally Pip story. It was always
All right, I'm
told.
sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yep, we can hear
There
you,
we go.
man.
Sorry
But
about
yeah,
that.
definitely.
No,
But I
go
don't.
ahead, Mike.
I don't think that. Nah, they were saying in the chat that Zoe got Wally Pip, but I don't think that he got Wally Pip. I just think that it goes to show the depth that Ohio State is going to be able to have with this team, and it still allows Devin Sanchez to get better. You even heard him in one of his interviews. He just spoke on being able to just go out there, even when he made mistakes, just being able to go see it on
Mm-hmm.
film and fix it. I mean, I've always spoke about this about game reps and how much they mean to these players.
No, they do mean a lot. And what I was gonna say, real quick about Jermaine Matthews. This is some I thought you'd get a kick out of this. So I was in one of Grimm's space, and then like some guy. It was the week that Jermaine finally went to the inside, and I think it was like some other fan base from like SEC or something. They said that's not a worry. Having him moved slot for a first time, like you wouldn't pick after him. It was like me and Grimmer saying, "Do not throw that way." Like, because I love Jermaine in that position, bro. Because man, he's a ball hawk,
Yeah.
and man, who was that game? His first game of his freshman season. Um,
It
it's like
was
New
like
Mexico's.
Akron or something.
Yeah, it was somebody, but I was at the game when he got his first pick six, and I said, "Oh yeah, we got us one."
Yeah.
And then people forget that he was a freshman All American, just like Igman Olsen was.
Yeah.
So, no, but I think overall, getting Zoe back solidifies that nickel spot. I think that when you look at the the DBs as a whole, it's gonna look good. Devin Sanchez, like you said, Mike, he's getting those reps in. That's very important for him. At the end of the game, we've been seeing uh man, Aaron Scott out there. I would like to see some more West, but no man, I think that this secondary looks good. I want to see the young guys get more snaps. I actually do, Mike, because
Yeah.
I think they've been in position to do so.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I think we're starting to see it. I think it's starting to come slowly but surely, and I think the more that it continues to happen, And the more that these guys are able to stay fresh, I think the scarier this team and this defense can get.
Mm-hmm.
But they asked me to explain the Wally Pipp story. So basically, the Wally Pipp story is Wally came out, talking about he was hurt, and someone goes in and started making plays, making plays. And Wally Pipp, guess what? Never got to see that field again. And so that's just why when you hear players, talk about, playing through injuries and things like that, it's probably because they heard the Wally Pipp story.
Yes.
You do not want to be sitting on the bench complaining about a nagging injury that you possibly could have played through, or you got other teammates and guys playing through, and then that somebody come out there play better than you and you never see the field again. Because
my dad always said to me, ask yourself this: are you injured or are you hurt?
right,
And if you're hurt, get back on the field.
man,
You can play through pain. Like that's nothing.
Hey, I used to put like them cotton swabs in between my big toes and tape it to the next toe. I was taping my fingers. I was out there like this, like, bro. I'm telling you, man. I ain't care. I'm going out there. I'm playing. I had when I messed my MCL up, man. I had that big Don Joy knee brace, not like the lineman guy, but it was like a sleeve one. So, I mean, whenever I get out there on that field, I was always trying to be out there.
Mike, but I had like really bad ankle problems. So what I did, bro, I shaved my ankles, taped those up, put my ankle braces on, put the cleats on, then taped over that.
Oh my goodness, bro. You had no twitch.
Man, I made sure the ankles wasn't moving anywhere.
I feel you,
Oh,
man.
collapse on the field, man.
I feel you, man. But while we here, man, again, thank you all for rocking with us tonight. We will be basically doing these every Wednesday night, coming to you talking about what the players and the coaches are thinking about going into this game. And myself and Garrison will just be bringing you guys more content. If you're watching on X, make sure you hit that retweet button. Does nothing but help spread this channel out. It helps us grow. You can also come over here on X and hit that like and subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell for when we are going live. But we got to take care of some housekeeping business right now. Oh, where am I at? There we go. Get your business, product, service, or personal brand to the next level by partnering with the Voice of College Football. See what our partner Win Agency has to say about its sponsorship experience with us right here on screen. Let's discuss how you can reach your target market. Contact us at sponsorships at vocfb.com today. Again, that is sponsorships at vocfb.com. Sorry about that.
That's it. As you gonna say FB?
Hey, man.
I be doing the same thing.
Hey, it's been a long day, man. We're going to get to it, and we got one more from Mark.
College football is even more exciting when you've got some action on the line, and the games are even better when you're cashing in. And the Voice of College Football is the place to be to get the greatest value. Start with my picks. 75% against the money line, 58% against the spread, and I've got a 40-plus year track record. 11-0 in the college football playoff for me last year against the money line, 8-3 against the spread. And I'm just the warm-up act. Steve Merrill of Wager Talk is our ace in the hole, show stopper. 7 years with the Voice of College Football, over 30 years in the industry. Steve gives us analysis on all the big games, but you can't miss Steve's weekly under-the-radar pick. 28-12 against the spread the last 3 years. You also get picks from some of our top analysts here at the Voice of College Football, including Corey Bratta, Matt Zemek, and Steve Dace. Check out those numbers. Become a YouTube or Patreon member for just $99 per month. Go to the main channel on YouTube, click join, and then select a betting tier. Do the same thing on Patreon. Make 2025 a winner now.
Participants must be 21 years or older. If you have a problem gambling, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Again, if you have a problem gambling, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Participants must be 21 or older. So the Buckeyes are coming in as a 20.5 favorite, Garrison. What do you think? Do the Buckeyes cover?
Yes. I think they do cover this. They're coming in there, man, with a redshirt freshman quarterback, Ethan Grunkmeyer. Really talented young man. High 4-star kid, top 10 quarterback out of high school. From the state of Ohio, is he not? Uh, but I look at that. I think if they gotta live off their run game, specifically Kaytron Allen, because Nick Singleton is averaging 3.6 yards a carry this season, which is wild to me. But I think they're gonna put Ethan on a lot of stress. You're talking about a freshman quarterback going against arguably the best DC in college football right now. It's gonna be tough. Um, on the ground, Penn State gives up 158 rushing yards a game. So I would love to see our Buckeyes take advantage of that.
Mm-hmm.
They have a decent secondary, but that means nothing to me. So yeah, I think that Ohio State covers this. But I don't think that we hit the over. I think the over is 43.5. I think I had the scores. I have the score somewhere around 33 to like 9-6.
Mm.
Uh, it's hard for me to see them getting. If they get a touchdown, it's gonna be late because I just don't see how they're gonna do it running the ball, and they damn sure ain't gonna do it with a freshman quarterback against our defense.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I think that the Buckeyes cover for sure. I think I'm gonna go 35, maybe 3 on this.
You're a jerk.
Maybe at 35-3. Because really, if you think about it, last year on against our defense, they weren't able to score. And that was when they had Drew Allard, Tyler Warren. They had the pieces that led them to the college football playoff. And they weren't able to score. Their only score that they got was off of a pick six. Unless I'm expecting Julian to throw a pick six in this game, I'm not expecting them to score a touchdown. The 3 is being favorable for their kicker. But here's the thing. I just don't know what Ryan Day is thinking. Again, the matchup game reference that he had in his interview. Another thing that he said in his interview, just speaking about just win the game, has me thinking like maybe we're not going to come out bullets flying. But Ryan Days, he's known to be petty and known to take things personal. So it's hard for me to not think that he wants to go ahead and make sure that Penn State doesn't keep Jim Knowles around and just puts that final dagger in the Jim Knowles coffin and embarrasses his defense completely.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, if you want to see what Ryan Day is like when he's like really pissed off and he wants to make a point, you go back and you look at that 2020 game against Clemson. Like he felt slighted in that because we got cheated. And I think in a game like this, I mean, Ryan Day doesn't usually. No, he does.
Yeah.
He leaves his emotions on. He wears his emotions on his sleeve.
Facts.
And I don't think he gets tight anymore in games. But I think if Day has the opportunity, especially you're at home. Well, you guys aren't wearing black, but everyone in the stands is wearing black. It's you got Urban Meyer coming there to ring the bell. They're making this game a spectacle, and I think as a coach, like football is still an entertainment business.
Fact.
I want Ryan Day to go out there and entertain us. That's what I want. There's nothing about this team being Penn State that I think should scare us. Not a nan nada.
Right.
It should be. In all reality, I mean, you think about last year when you brought that up. I think in that game they didn't convert a third down conversion or get in the red zone until the last minute of the game. Maybe it was either that or the year before, because the year before we shut them down too. And so, yeah, I don't know, man. I think Penn State has been built. They've tried to build themselves to beat Ohio State, but for some odd reason they've come short.
I think the issue with Penn State is they, instead of them finding their own identity, they try to find their identity within Ohio State. You go ahead and you try to hire the offensive coordinator, Mike Yurcich, which Ryan Day basically just let Mike Yurcich go after 1 year. That should have been a red flag to you right there. Like, hey, he's not going to get the job done. But you craving this Ohio State so much that you go ahead and you hire him. Then you go and you get Jim Knowles, hoping that this is going to hire. Then when it comes down and the chips are down and you need to get that last stop, he can't do it for you. I mean, you're seeing it time and time again. So it's like, I mean, and then also, how many times have we seen different coaches try to take the Ohio State model to a different place and it just does not work? So I think Penn State has to find their own identity, and they need to say, hey, we aren't Ohio State. We are Penn State, and we need to find who we are.
I agree with you. I mean, you broke that down very well. But honestly, nothing I can really add to that. It's just, they're Team Ohio State. And this is honestly, it's crazy. These are two of the biggest programs, two top 10, 15 programs. Ohio State, of course, being the number one program. But I would be hard pressed to find a game between like programs like this that are this lopsided. Because this game has been, and they've had their chances to win. I think over the last 10 matchups, they've blown 2 or 3 fourth quarter double digit leads, 2 of them. So they've had their chances.
Yeah, they have plenty of times, man. So Ryan Day allowed only the captains to speak. What do you believe the reason for that is?
I'm not, Mike. I'm not sure.
I think that
I want to know what you think, because I don't know.
I mean, well, when you have a guy like Peyton Pierce who previously spoke on Nose and said that Matt Patricia in the first 2 days, I spent more time with him than I did the whole time Jim Nose was here. I mean, I think that right
was
there
so crazy.
Yeah, that right there was telling that he knows this team was burning and fired up. We know how people hold grudge. We know what Jermaine Matthews. You don't want to put a mic in front of the Jermaine Matthews this week at all. So these guys are looking forward to this matchup. And I'll tell you this, when they were asking about the differences in the way Nose and Matt Patricia teaches, because they were like, hey, Nose system, it takes about 3 years to learn. And Matt Patricia, you guys picked it up real quick. And, he said Matt P, or really they call him Coach P, teaches the defense very simple and simple ball. But he also said they teach in their own way. And he kind of had a smirk to that. So, I mean, he was kind of laughing or whatever when he was kind of laughing when he talked about they teach in their own way about the differences in their teaching and why it might take, longer. I thought that was telling. These players are ready to see Penn State. They feel like this is payback. And I feel like Penn State's about to get a beating that they probably would not be getting if it wasn't for Jim Knowles.
No, I'm right with you, bro. I'm not sure. I just sent you a message, but I gotta. But I'll tell you what. I'm gonna leave with saying this, man. I look forward to this week. I look forward to every game against Penn State. I'm one of the rare people that sees them as a rival. Um, and with that being said, man, I want to ruin them. I want to ruin them, and and I'm sorry to say for Penn State fans, you have a lot to blame on that on your DC.
Yep.
Hey, you take on the sins of your fathers. So, Mike,
all right, Garrison, let them know where they can catch us tomorrow and what time.
Oh yeah, you guys can catch Mike and I. It's Thursday, so it's the call-in show, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Come in there. That's your guys' show. That's your guys' chance to be the voice of college football. Leave your comments, join the chat, ask questions, and call in.
All right, Garrison, we
All right, my man.
appreciate you, man.
Most
All
definitely.
right. We
Have
will
a good night,
see
man.
you. All right, man. Take it easy. All right, man. So to finish this good old show out, just speaking of some more things that I heard from the players. Austin Saraville was, like I said earlier, was saying that the number one priority was the run game. They got called out and said that they felt that they hit a decline. And also, like I told you guys, I've been talking about what's the difference between Coach Bowen. What's the difference between Justin Fry? What's going on? And he said that Justin Fry is the type of guy who would just get in your face and let you know. And he said Coach Bowen does it, but the way he was kind of wording it about Coach Bowen made it sound like it's a player's coach type thing. So I mean, maybe our players, Tegra, he needs that. He needs that. He might need that kick in the butt. That kick in the butt that Justin Fry might have got his feet moving a little bit faster, instead of having it look like it was in the mud. So maybe that Coach Bowen, some players just respond different, and Coach Bowen's going to have to learn these guys and understand how these guys respond to different things. So we'll figure that out. Let's see what else did. Oh, they spoke about, we have two other guys on the offensive line, and he said, it is even better than just having Coach Fry when you're trying to understand what your issues are and getting things fixed, because Justin Fry is looking at 5 different guys, how they're blocking, what's going on. Now you got 3 different guys. They're probably looking for different things, and now you can get a more accurate depiction of what you need to do or what you need to fix or what's going on out there so that those issues can be corrected. But he said Coach Dickey is a scheme guy, and he also helps get the scout team guys right. And Coach Johnson is going to push you. So also, Austin is speaking of they're getting ready for the edges. They're playing 2 guys that are, that they believe are going to be in the NFL. And they were asked about playing and, practice last year against Jim Knowles and the similarities of that. And he said, it's similar, but we're not playing against Jack and JT. That was kind of telling. Like, is it something that they're seeing on film, like where they're like, hey, I went up against Jack and JTT. These guys aren't as good as them. I'm very interested to see how this is going to go, because it's something that Austin seems like which he's been Mr. Quiet. I think this will probably be some of the best edges that he has went up against since Texas. So I'm very interested to see how he's going to hold up. I doubt we'll go into like 12 personnel as much as we did like we did against Texas. But to be honest, we've been known to go 12 personnel a lot this year. Another person who spoke was just Sonny Styles, was just asked about Jim Knowles and replied, it's a business. There's no hard feelings. I mean, there's a reason the captains were chose. They did not want to give any clickbait, anything. I mean, I could kind of tell like Caleb Downs from his podcast. There's something there. He wants this game as well. So I'm very excited about this Ohio State Penn State game. All right. I see people are asking questions, but one thing that I like to do is give a shout out to our top fans on the channel on YouTube. The X app does not allow us to do that, so I have not been able to, get a top fans thing going for X. But anybody who retweets the show on X, you have to be retweeting it while you're watching live. It lets us know. I'll definitely put you up on screen because we definitely appreciate all the love that we get on our multiple platforms. So our top fans that we have for today, we got to give it to one of the Robert coming in first place. We also coming in second place. We got the Rob Farver. Coming in third, we got Aaron. Coming in fourth, we got Pit Snip Husker. And coming in five, we got Jam, the homie Jam. Coming in six, we got Day 1K. Coming in seven, we got Abdul. Coming in eight, we got Daniel Henry. And coming in nine, we got Ben Vargo. So we definitely appreciate all of our top fans. Continue to hit that like button. Tell a friend, make sure you share, and hit that comment section as well. So going on to our chat, Jam said, I think Knowles started looking after Day put him in his place after the Oregon game. And I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't be shocked. I would not be shocked if he went and told his agent that he couldn't handle it. I mean, he's been probably wanting to do his things. And I'll tell you, here's this. I was watching my guy Bill Landis and Doug LeMaurice on their show, and he was talking about Jim Knowles was playing a similar defense of the Ohio State, right? Soon as Franklin got fired, he tried to go to what he was doing at Oklahoma State. So, I mean, I just think it's telling. Jim Knowles is a guy who is stuck in his ways. You can't change. You can't change him, and I don't think he was trying to change. And one thing of NFL guys, if you're going to be in NFL, it's just like if you're a doctor, if you're a lawyer, there are ever things that are ever changing. So you're still having to adapt and learn all the time. And, they have the saying, you can't teach old guys new tricks. I always hated that saying. But, I mean, I guess for Jim Knowles, it might be true. Just is what it is. All right. The Rod said, Knowles talked about hurt feelings after he took the PSU job. I think it's clear now that it was Knowles who had his feelings, ego hurt while he was here. I mean, exactly, right? You tried to leave this place in a worse position and you left it, and now it's even better than what you left it. I mean, that's something that you want to do. When you're leaving a job, you want to leave it better than what you left, than where you had it. But I feel like Knowles tried to do the opposite, and it backfired, man. I mean, and now he possibly might be out of a job. The Rob Farver said, does the new PSU head coach keep Knowles? I'm not sure if they keep Knowles. If they keep Knowles, I feel like it will be money-wise and buyout. But most coaches, they want their guys. I don't see it. You already see the Penn State fan base is already turning on Knowles. You got Landon Tagwall. He was apologizing to the Ohio State fan base of everything that we were saying about Knowles. You see even in the Iowa game, you just need to get a stop. You win the game. No, still can't get it done. I mean, it's ridiculous. You were seeing Iowa was getting sexual, man. I mean, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad up there in Happy Valley. But as our guy, national championship, Will Howard would say, Sad Valley. Let's go. All right. Jam also says Day is pacing his team. He won't run it up on anyone except that team up north. And you might be right, Jam. I believe that. That might be when he actually runs it up and lets it loose because the players aren't going to accept anything else. You could do all of this crap in every other game. That game is unacceptable. Flat out. You heard it. What was it from Seth McLaughlin or whatever? He was saying, I don't know who said it or whatever, but when Ryan Day got to talking that scheme and all of that, I ain't trying to hear it. Ain't trying to hear it. So shout out to the team. They ain't trying to hear about scheme, nothing. They dial it up like you dial the playoffs up. Treat that game like you treat the playoffs. That's how you need to treat it. Treat that game like you treat the playoffs. If you do that, Ryan Day will be fine. Flat out. All right, we missed on all our main portal additions. You talking about Ethan on my end? You talking about CJ Donaldson, and then you're talking about Bo Atkinson. Yes. I mean, but that's the thing. And I think that's why Ryan Day was very pissed off about when they changed the portal window, because now instead of them being able to put 1,000% into winning the national championship, which these players deserve, they actually are going to have to spend some time recruiting guys from the portal while they're trying to chase a national championship because of this portal window. And the sad part is you might not know. You don't know if, hey, this guy has come back. And I mean, also, do you want to be asking your players, hey, do you know if you're coming back? I think that this is something that if they're going to do this, Ryan Day might need to go ahead, start asking those guys right after the Big Ten championship, or maybe even before the Big Ten championship. Hey, are you leaning on going and start getting the board going? You know, he's gone, he's gone, he's staying. Figure all of that out so that way you can get your portal additions rolling, because there's some guys, definitely some guys I would like to have on this Buckeye team moving forward. I ain't gonna lie to you. All right. They said jam true. So what other cards are they holding if they put in a tough spot? I think they got solid hold cards. I'm not sure. I guess they were having a conversation in the chat. Go ahead and explain. Wally Pip, we did that. He told Justin Fields to throw that MFer in 2020. Yes, he did, man. And that's the thing, that everybody talks about. That's what they want that's what they want to see all season. But here's the thing. Just like CJ Stroud had to sling that pill all over the place in 2021 and in 2022, maybe a little bit less in 2022 than 2021. The reason was we had no defense. So he had no choice but to do that. It is what it is. They are asking me if Heartline staying. I mean, that's up to Heartline. I'll say this. Everybody is saying Heartline to Penn State. If I was Heartline, I'd be trying to ask my agent, why am I not getting hit up for Florida? I think that he would be set up for more success at Florida than he would be at Penn State. Reason being is you already got a recruiting base down there. You got your foot in the door and some of that, and you can build on you. I feel like you can literally build on that. The defense has been pretty nice. I don't even think that you have to get rid of the defensive coordinator at Florida. The defensive side of the ball at Florida is good. You go down there, you fix the offense. Seems like Lagway is going to stay. Vernell Brown, the guy that you recruited, is going to be down there as well. I feel like you were more set up at Florida than Penn State during the rebuild. And here's the thing. When you're talking about getting recruits and stuff like that, I feel like it would be harder to get recruits in Happy Valley. You hear about the transportation issues in Happy Valley all the time. So I feel like that would be the biggest issue to me, would be like travel. I don't know. I wouldn't want to do that at all. They say Paula knows wild. She blocked me for saying nose defense couldn't get it done against the cheaters. Yes, I got blocked by her as well. I believe I got blocked because I called nose out in his hypocritical lie that he said in the offseason, but it is what it is. We move to another day. All right. It goes back a few years when we played Georgia when Zach called him Cocaine Day. Yeah. Everybody loves Cocaine Day. Everybody loves Cocaine Day, man. But they might have that in Dan Lanning over there in Oregon, bro. That video that they posted of him just not blinking, and then you go and you look up. Why would someone not blink for that long? Yeah, which is something that's natural to our body. It's almost like a function that you can barely control, right? You can only control it for so long, and it's crazy. But yeah, hey, I do not blame you. I don't blame you, man. Some folks just wishy-washy. It is what it is. But again, we appreciate everyone for hanging here. Went a little bit over time, but we will be bringing you all new content. We'll be coming at you guys Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, bringing you content. And again, myself and Garrison will be live directly after every Ohio State game. So make sure you're checking us live right here. Again, with that, we appreciate all of you all, and we are out.